Today, we're going to be talking about tropes again, the fast food equivalent of storytelling. Quick, convenient, and sometimes exactly what you need. As promised, this is the second part of my tropes video where I talk about the storytelling tropes that give me joy. If you're coming across this video first, you should probably know that in the previous video, I talked about the tropes that annoy me. But that was hateful Joseph. Loving Joseph wants to spread the gospel of the tropes that will always hook me no matter what. These tropes are my favorite because I'm human, and just as every parent has a favorite child, and they do, I just love to talk about them. So without talking too much, let's begin. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph and I am the film fanatic. Enemies to lovers. So I'd like to start with a very controversial one because a lot of writers and readers for some reason do not like this trope. And honestly, it may just show how toxic I am, but it makes perfect sense to me. There's a belief that if you stare at someone for more than 5 seconds, you either want to kill them or sleep with them. And I genuinely believe that a lot of people with low EQ cannot tell the difference. There are really some kinds of hateful relationships that you will just observe and be like, what's worrying you is just sexual frustration. And I cannot get enough of it because passion in all its forms is just sexy. I really love to see how relationship dynamics change over time because I believe that that's normal, and it is also a clear proof that the story is progressing and things of impact are actually happening. A very recent example, Hip Hop Demon Hunters. See how intelligently Rumi and Jinu's love evolved, explored unique sides of both characters, and actually contributed in saving the whole moon. It is also a very good avenue to explore different sides of the same character because we can all agree we don't all see the same sides of the same person. The first time I took note of this trope was when I read Pride and Prejudice, but my favorite example, where it was done so well that it ruined a real life marriage, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Please allow me to broaden the umbrella a little bit to include enemies to friends because for Zuko, this was one of the clearest proofs of his redemption. The trope is just very sweet and fully expresses the full potential flexibility of any relationship. Monologues. See, a good monologue will always scatter my brain. This is not the only one of the defining skills of an actor and one that I am partial to. It is also one of the things that will help solidify someone as one of my favorite actors if they can deliver a solid monologue. Is it Maya Goth in Pearl, Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl, Peter Dinklage in Game of Thrones, Jeremy Strong in Succession, Barry Corrigan in Banshees of Inisherin, or Alison Brie in BoJack Horseman, proving that even as a voice actor, there are levels to this shit. If you are subscribed to my channel, you probably know by now that characterization is one of the things I value most in stories. And what better way to get character insight than to just allow them talk? It can be used for a plethora of reasons and can carry whatever emotions. It's basically a really good speech with theatrics. The fact that these characters are talking alone is already giving us so much. And it isn't limited to specific characters. One monologue is all some characters need to cement their place in the story. A good monologue will sneak up on you, leave you speechless, and I promise you, you will not forget its impact. They have the ability to capture so much presence and emotions and can also make or break a good story. Please, if you're a writer and you're watching this, don't get carried away when you're writing monologues. Always keep them relevant to the character and the context. As someone that loves monologues and loves to run his mouth, I always try my best to write my monologues in one sitting. This isn't the best approach to all monologues, but it is usually the best in most cases. Meta jokes. It is probably one of God's cruelest jokes to me that as much as I love comedies and thrillers, I can't seem to ever write them to my own satisfaction. But nevertheless, good jokes are the easiest way to my heart, and this particular brand of comedy is just too good. I would love to include fourth wall breaks in this category, but I'm not sure if they qualify, so hear me out and tell me what you think. These are essentially jokes in fiction that are directed towards the audience, bypassing the conventional medium in a way that the characters or the story might not even acknowledge. Yeah, they could include fourth wall breaks, but sometimes they are just on the fourth wall, and other times they may not even touch it. These kinds of jokes are essentially the antithesis to all tropes because they will call out any and everything.
Grabs the gun and tries to shoot me! Me! Crackers!
Because why are you talking? How can a bird be talking?
He is parrot.
They will make fun of the media that they are in, the people that are involved in making this media, the audience that is watching, and even the rules and tropes that they've already established in the story. Aside from the fact that jokes are just the easiest ways to make almost anybody feel relaxed and safe, they just reek of intelligence. Humor is a type of intelligence. If you're funny, I know you're smart. And with these types of jokes, you are clearly smart enough to be aware of some unconventional things, be able to contextualize them, and present them in a way that bypass the conventional story medium to deliver very deep and layered humor. These types of jokes are also very common in kids' cartoons and are usually targeted at the adults in the audience.
Toy?
T-O-Y. Toy.
Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The word I'm searching for, I can't say because there's preschool toys present.
Intentional or hateful villains. The etymology of the word antagonist can be translated to opposing actor, and it wasn't necessarily a villain in the way we understand it today, but necessarily just an opposing presence to the protagonist. Well, that was boring, so over the years, the right amount of emotion and passion has been used to properly spice up the presence of a powerful antagonist to make their impact far more meaningful in the story. Even though I strongly feel Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons are not the kinds of shows with a traditional sense of heroes and villains, allow me to use these two characters to buttress my point on intentional villains, because for some reason, people like to group them together. From a villain's perspective, Cersei was never coy about what she wanted or who she hated, or even the lengths that she was willing to go to. Maleficent, on the other hand, was always trying to play the victim card, and even if they call me in court tomorrow, I will testify that she is the cause of the Dance of the Dragons. I really hate when people feel the need to justify or humanize villains, like somebody needs a reason or an excuse to be evil or bad. Oh, my parents never loved me. I just want to make the world a better place. I'm doing this because I need to save one random person in my family. I beg rest. When villains are intentional about their fucked up actions and hatred towards other characters, they come up as confident, smarter, and 10 times more dangerous, which will only make the stakes better. This is why Lex Luthor in the Superman movie was an amazing villain. And the best comic book villains are the ones that are filled with pure hatred and do not ask for your compassion or understanding. This is why writing good anti-heroes is a very difficult thing, and giving us reasonable redemption arcs like Zuko is a crowning achievement. Villains that are actually evil with very little or no redeeming qualities will always make more of an impact. The 5-man band. Not just the 5-man band, but the color-coded 5-man band. So you just know Power Rangers was a big deal for me growing up. Because you're probably wondering why, allow me to break down why it's not any of the other ones. Because any other number is not bad. They all have their time and place, but 5 is just my preference. A duo is too intimate and very easy to become romantic and change the entire friendship. And a duo is not socialized and versatile enough to actually reflect the story's world. The trio is my second best, but it is very easy for one person to feel like the odd one. And in a lot of cases, it is a short jump to an awkward entanglement where everybody just knows everybody. Foursome is arguably the most difficult to pull off convincingly, especially for a long period of time. And it is annoyingly easy to divide because one person will most likely die or just be a problem. And if it's 6, just forget, because one of those characters is probably just a plot device and doesn't go through any arc at all. This trope is common in all genres and is a wonderful avenue for intelligent writers to give us a beautiful odd number of individuals that feel very unique in their own ways but have an essential common denominator. The potential for relationship dynamics, personal growth, or even story opportunities is endless without ever over or underusing certain characters. Whenever used in sci-fi or fantasy settings, it is a wonderful way to just give us the variety of abilities that are available in the world without forcing exposition down our throats. Simply, the 5-man band is the perfect group number. So there you have them. There are a few more I could have mentioned, but I really do not want to bore you. If you are a writer, please do not force your favorite tropes into your story. I love vegetable soup, doesn't mean I eat it every day. Focus on your story, use tropes sparingly, and even challenge yourself once in a while with tropes that you are uncomfortable with. I can tell you for free, no matter how original what you're writing is, and I am sure that it is. When you're done, read it with an objective eye and you will spot the tropes. If you enjoyed this video, I implore you to check out the video about the tropes that I hate. I believe in balance, equivalent exchange and all that. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments because this was very fun to put together. Check out some of my other videos for reviews, fancast and analysis. I really hope that by now you have dropped a like. If not, I beg. Smash that subscribe button to always stay updated with my content and you will definitely see me soon.